Hello, Mom Can't Cook listener, it's Luke here. You find the podcast taking a little break, our traditional January break where we take a little pause on the main feed just to soak in the new year and recover from the Christmas movies that we had to recap. And this one was Haul Out the Holly, so frankly we're doing a lot of relaxing because I spent my Christmas thinking about Jared. So there was going to be no episode today, but as luck and timing would have it, we have just started recapping over on the Extra Helpings bonus feed an entirely new show. It's Eerie, Indiana, which aired in 1991. It's become a cult favourite since then. It is totally bonkers. It gained popularity through reruns on the Disney Channel, and it's absolutely wild, as you will hear, because we are giving you a feed drop of our first Eerie, Indiana recap. It is about evil Tupperware. I think you'll love it. I really loved it. We really loved it, as you will be able to hear. If you want more, then go to patreon.com/extra helpings and sign up. At the point of recording this little intro bit, I have seen 3 episodes of Eerie, Indiana, and things only escalate from here. That's all I can say, gang. So yeah, all that remains to say is Happy New Year. Enjoy this little feed drop. Hope you like the episode. Patreon.com/extra helpings if you want more. And we will be back on the 19th of January with Mouse Hunt. Yes! Andy has to do Mouse Hunt. I win!
I'm a podcast about bad TV shows that are somehow actually quite good. It's Extra Helpings, where we'll hear Luke and Andy give you more of what you hear on Mom Can't Cook. Hello everyone and welcome to Mom Can't Cook Extra Helpings, your Patreon-supported bonus extra podcast from Mom Can't Cook, a decom podcast. As you heard from that brand new theme song, we are moving on from So Weird. We're now on a whole new show, and that show is, Luke?
It's Eerie, Indiana. Andy, I need your help.
Oh, okay. What, to recap Eerie, Indiana? Yes, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Look. I was riding my bike home through my suburban neighbourhood. Sure. And there's this real freaky guy who lives a few houses down from me.
Oh my God. What's he up to? What's he doing?
He's up to I tell you, something very mysterious and very sinister is happening in the old Alexander Fleming house. He's up there at all hours, growing moulds in little dishes. He's always he's writing research papers on penicillin. It's gross. It's full of mould. So I'm going to go up there tonight and I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to trash it. Okay. Needless to say, we can't let this stand.
Right, but what he's doing there is he is inventing penicillin. So that is
it's slimy. He's a scientist. What more do you need to know?
Okay.
Name one thing that a scientist has ever done good that involves slime or sliminess.
Well, penicillin. It's an antibiotic that helps millions of people a year not die of infections. Doc. Okay. Well, look, I love going into a nerd's laboratory and stamping on all its research as much as the next guy. Okay. But I really think that this Alexander Fleming is onto something with his penicillin.
All right. So. Well, guess what, Andy? This was a test. I already smashed up his lab 45 minutes ago, and I was offering you this to see if you were really on board, see if you were faithful and loyal to me, and you aren't. So I'm going to smash up your lab with a crowbar too. Okay. What are you working on?
Penicillin 2, the new penicillin. It's even better and it has a fresh mint flavour.
Ooh, lovely. Well, it's smashed now. Oh. What do you think of that? Okay.
Well, folks, I guess we're not getting Penicillin 2 this year, but what we are getting is Eerie, Indiana.
Avatar 3.
Okay, well, that's worse. No, Eerie, Indiana. It's a 1991 paranormal kids TV show. Yes. And I think it's good.
I've only seen one episode, but I think this episode is great fun. I think it starts very, very strong.
Yeah.
In a way, it has already achieved everything that So Weird failed to achieve.
In one episode.
Well,
okay. For a bit of historical context, right? This came out in 1991. So this is before the X-Files. This is before Buffy.
That's nuts.
This is 1 year after Twin Peaks. And the 1980s had seen the comeback of a lot of these like anthology shows, right? So the Twilight Zone came back. Yeah. Steven Spielberg launched Amazing Stories. Tales from the Crypt was on HBO. That was in 1989. The Outer Limits came back a bit later. That was 1995. But there was a sort of surge of these anthology horror shows. And I think Eerie, Indiana does skew more horror-y than sci-fi
I think so.
As they go on. But this first episode was directed by Joe Dante, the guy who directed Gremlins.
Gremlins director Joe Dante. That's amazing. I think there are some good directors in this that are sort of like guesting. I mean, Joe Dante, I think, does a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's shot on film. It looks really good.
Oh, okay, that really makes sense. I mean, obviously we're watching it kind of like in potato quality nowadays. I don't think this has ever got sort of the 4K like remaster treatment or anything. Yeah. But you can tell, can't you?
You can tell it's had money spent on it, which I think is the reason it only lasted 19 episodes, because it was a huge ratings bomb. I don't know if you've looked up how Eerie, Indiana did.
No, I spent all of my research coins for this episode researching the real life history of Tupperware. And let me tell you, Andy, it's quite fascinating. Okay. I'll be spending my coins later in the episode.
Okay, well, let me continue to set this podcast in a historical context for the benefit of our listeners.
Sure.
And then you can tell us about Tupperware.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, when Eerie, Indiana debuted, it was ranked 74th out of 78 programs that TV season. So it was almost dead last in ratings out of everything on television.
For a new show.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, it was before Goosebumps. It came out after Are You Afraid of the Dark? But then Goosebumps came out, and because of that like little bump of kids' supernatural shows, it got picked up by the Disney Channel in 1993 to like try and hop on the trend.
Right.
And then it got picked up by Fox's Saturday Morning Kids lineup in 1997, who also bought the rights to the series, and then were like, this is great, there should be more of this, let's make another Eerie, Indiana. And they made Eerie, Indiana The Other Dimension, which was even less popular and also got cancelled after one season.
But okay, you've described there the perfect fermenting grounds for a cult hit, haven't you? Because the main criteria for something being a cult hit is that it can't be popular.
Yeah.
It can't be successful, it can't do well. At the time, it has to have, like, only in retrospect people are like, oh, actually this was brilliant. And everyone who did see it is like raving about it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
This got shown in the UK, I remember. Did you ever watch it as a kid?
I remember it being on. I'd never watched a single episode.
Everyone I talk to, if they remember an episode, they remember this one. The one about people in Tupperware, because it is such I mean, spoilers, but it is such a resting visual. It's very good.
Yes, it is. Great sound work in this as well. And also, knowing that it's Joe Dante, the Gremlins director, like, this guy knows his way around some icky smoke, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, it's got that real sort of good, you feel like when the Tupperware's kind of going on and off and it's making these weird sort of grim, like hissy, suction-y sounds, and it's like everything's a bit too slimy and gooey and hissing steam. It's really good.
Joe Dante is really good at comedy horror, and this is perfectly balanced comedy horror. I'd have gone like much darker with the ending, but you know, it's for kids, isn't it? So
I suppose. Also, also I was laughing the whole way through, and like sometimes intentionally and sometimes not.
I thoroughly enjoyed this episode, so let's crack into it, shall we?
Okay, so we open on an attic. Light filters in through a single window. A sinister musical drone plays. A crow is heard going, ah. Yeah. We see a boy. He goes up to a big padlocked cupboard in the attic with "Keep Out" written on it.
He has awesome 90s curtains.
He does.
He looks radical.
Inside this cupboard, a pufferfish. He doesn't want anyone to find it.
I've written inside this cupboard a load of old crap.
Is a pufferfish crap?
Yeah.
Not to a fisherman.
I mean,
not to a hungry man.
You telling me pufferfish is even top 50 fish?
Pufferfish is top 5 fish.
Oh my God.
Go on then.
What?
What's your top 5 fish?
Salmon.
Salmon is just a normal fish that happens to taste nice.
It's delicious.
It has no powers. It doesn't even have an amusing shape.
Powers?
Yes, pufferfish has a power. It blows up and is all spiky. It's like a landmine. What about, like, okay, what's a good fish? A flying fish.
Yeah.
Why? It can fly. What's a good fish? A hammerhead shark. It's got a head the shape of a hammer. That's good.
Electric eel.
Yeah, electric eel is good.
So you're saying fish are only good if they have powers?
I'm saying that there's nothing interesting or notable about a salmon apart from the way that it sort of like happens to taste good.
All right, fine.
Listeners will agree with me. Pufferfish, flying fish. I need more time to think about this, but pufferfish is top 5. Anyway.
Anglerfish.
Oh, maybe that like clownfish because Nemo.
Yeah.
That's good. We all like Nemo, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Anyway, in this cupboard, there's a sort of writing desk that folds out, and the boy writes, and we get a voiceover from him, and here it is.
To whom it may concern, if you're reading this document, it means I'm either dead or have disappeared under mysterious circumstances. My name is Marshall Teller. Not long ago, I was living in New Jersey, just across the river from New York City. It was crowded, polluted, and full of crime. I loved it. But my parents wanted a better life for my sister and me. So we moved to a place so wholesome, so squeaky clean you could only find it on TV. Unfortunately, nothing could be further from the truth. Sure, my new hometown looks normal enough, but look again. What's wrong with this picture? The American dream come true, right? Wrong. Nobody believes me, but this is the center of weirdness for the entire planet.
Thank you, little paper boy.
Eerie, Indiana. My home, sweet home. Still don't believe me? You will.
I think this is an incredibly strong opening. I think the writing is really good.
Yeah, we should probably explain some of the visuals you're seeing there.
Yeah, right.
A postman walks past, glares at Marshall, and then appears to reach for a gun.
Well, he's a postman.
Oh.
And Marshall in this scene is delivering papers.
Of course, in the 90s, going postal was a thing, wasn't it?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. I was thinking that as a postal worker, he's seen the paperboy as an existential threat to his livelihood.
Ah, okay.
And it's like, if I shoot this paperboy, then my life will be good. Because I can continue to deliver mail and everyone will be like,
right.
thanks
And maybe also the paper, because I'm already going to the houses.
Yeah. Hey, maybe you could deliver my paper. Something happened to the paperboy.
So,
the
paper boy got mysteriously shot 37 times.
We also see. You will have heard a little bit about it, like an Elvis impersonator comes out and gets his paper.
Yeah, the Elvis Presley lives next door.
Yep.
A woman is drying a straitjacket on her laundry line.
Oh, that, yeah.
A basketball team walks, bouncing their balls in perfect unison.
Mm-hmm. Sit on mowers, kind of all ride out and mow the lawn in like perfect sync.
Yes, and we see a crow that has an eyeball in its mouth, a human eyeball.
And at the end, when the boy, whose name is Marshall Teller, he cycles up to a sign that says Eerie, Indiana, population 16,661. So that's like a 666 in the middle.
Yeah.
And you can't help but notice that.
Pretty scary.
Although presumably before his family moved in, it was less impressive. It would have been 16,000.
Or they're going to update it and it's going to be 1665.
160, yeah, that's not as good.
Yeah.
Why make it the 6? Would the town be too small for the show to work if there were 666
If it only had
people
666 residents, I think it wouldn't classify as a town, really. It'd be a sort of small hamlet.
Eerie, yeah.
I've moved to Eerie, Indiana. It's a spooky hamlet, and people would be like, I'm not watching that.
I'm not watching a spooky Hamlet.
I
want to see a spooky Hamlet. I'll watch Hamlet.
It's got a ghost in it.
Yeah.
It's already plenty spooky, thank you. Then we get the intro sequence, which kicks so much ass. I love it. We get a lot of green screen bike riding away from things. We get sort of like swirling vortexes. Bigfoot starts chasing them around.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, do you hate it?
The note I have is, I hate it a bit. I've written, I think this is a perfect intro sequence. Unfortunately, we then get another one, which is the words Eerie, Indiana in big font with some wacky minecart chase music and a blue screen images of dogs and basketballs and clocks and bridges.
I love it.
There's a spooky skeleton. Bigfoot runs around and then Bigfoot's foot stomps down on everything.
You're telling me you don't love that?
I think that the intro, which you just heard, listener, is so perfect, so beautifully written, so really nicely paced, and it sets everything up. If it had just gone into the episode at the end of that, I'd have been. But then it's like puncturing the tension. It's like.
Okay, right. You know the Outer Limits intro as "Do not adjust your television. We control the horizontal and the vertical." And then it's like dun, and it shows a bunch of stuff. It's just giving you a sampler of what to expect. And there's a bunch of royalty-free footage from old horror movies. Yeah. You telling me you don't like the Malcolm in the Middle intro sequence?
Of course, I like the Malcolm in the Middle intro sequence.
This is a spooky Malcolm in the Middle intro sequence. It's a bunch of random stuff.
Yes, but I don't mind the bunch of random stuff. I think it's too silly and wacky, and I don't think it's aged as well as the bit before it.
I think it's exactly the right tone. I think if it were any scarier, it'd be too scary and kids wouldn't watch it. This is here to take that previous sequence was like something out of David Lynch Blue Velvet or something. It was terrifying.
Yeah, good.
There was a crow with an eyeball in its mouth, but it's like, hey kids, it's going to be okay. We're having a fun time here.
Well, okay. What I would say to you there is it good for a show to be doing sort of, does that settle kids down, a kind of like relentless tonal whiplash where it's like, here's something really, really scary. Here's something silly. It's just silly. You were silly for being scared. And then, like, because this episode is going to sort of veer wildly back and forth. I would say that the thing about I think the reason that comedy horror is enduringly popular to the extent that it is, I guess, is that, which is probably not very, is that like the comedy stuff kind of makes it a bit scarier because you never really feel like you can settle down.
Yeah.
It's very, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see if it grows on you as we go through the series.
It might do.
It might do.
I'm interested to know if like episode 2 is going to have the intro that you heard, or if it's just going to kick straight into like Mario 64 in a minecart.
Okay, that's not what it sounds like. It's a harmonica song. It's good. I think it's good. The intro sequence finishes. Everyone sits back down in their chair, having stood up and helicoptered their t-shirt throughout it in excitement. Sure. And then Marshall says, ever since moving here, I've been convinced something is wrong. I try telling myself there's a logical explanation for everything, but logic doesn't apply here. So Marshall has gone through Jack Phillips' entire 3-season arc off screen in the first 10 seconds of Eerie, Indiana.
Yeah, which is pretty nuts. So he's only recently moved here, but we're kind of dropped, in at the beginning where there's like a load of messed up stuff has already happened. Makes me think of Star Trek, the original series, where they shot a pilot and then the pilot of it ended up being like,
and then they stole all his money and used it to fund Star Trek, the original series.
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry hijacked a plane.
You Pan Am pilots are making the big bucks. Give it to me.
Wait, hang on. What year was DB Cooper? Could Gene Roddenberry be DB?
He shot a pilot and then jumps out of a plane.
1971. Well,
that's
maybe
how he
was
funded
funding
Wrath of Khan.
Yeah. God, what were we talking about?
Gene Roddenberry turned up on set and he was like, don't worry about the budget, fellas. Oh, Gene's taking care of it. Let me throw these sunglasses and tie in a bush.
Yeah. It was, okay, it doesn't matter. The thing about the original series is that it kind of starts like with everything already up and running.
Oh, yeah.
But originally there was like a pilot episode that was different, but then they ended up like recasting, so they put the pilot episode kind of in the middle of the series.
Right.
It really, it doesn't matter. But I think it's cool that this kicks off like right in the middle with a load of stuff having already happened. We don't get like the first spooky thing that happens.
No, he's already got
Marshall.
A cupboard full of old crap that he's gathered as evidence.
What was the pufferfish episode?
Yeah, I want to know what happened there.
Yeah.
A spooky pufferfish. But the cupboard is his like evidence locker, he says, and he's collecting evidence to prove that Eerie, Indiana is a spooky town.
So we meet his family around the breakfast table. Marshall tells us in voiceover still that the whole family is too busy to see what's really going on. And we meet Mom when we get like some efficient storytelling about them. Mom just started her own party planning service down at the Eerie Mall. Sister Cindy, her character personality is that she's practicing for a driver's test.
Yep.
And Dad, he works for a company called Things Incorporated, which is a product testing company.
Yeah.
Marshall tells us that he's the reason they moved here because statistically speaking, Eerie is the most normal place in the country.
Yeah. Marshall puts his hand on his dad's shoulder. Dad looks visibly uncomfortable until it is removed.
So it's a product testing company and they're headquartered in Eerie, Indiana because it's so normal that you can just remove that variable. Like, if you were testing a dishwasher and it didn't work, you could be like, well, that could be Bigfoot. that could be because we're in a particularly insane town.
We tried doing it in Point Pleasant in West Virginia, but Mothman kept coming in and kicking all the dishwashers apart. So We had to find somewhere more normal.
So that's why they're here. So they're also absorbed in their own lives that, a Bigfoot could start mooning at them from across the street and they wouldn't notice, basically.
Yeah. Marshall goes to check the fridge for food. There is none because Mum and Dad work all week. The doorbell goes. At the door is Betty Wilson, a neighbour who is dressed all 1950s-ish. She has 2 plump sons in matching bow ties and haircuts you could set your watch to.
Yeah.
And they are carrying flight cases labelled ForeverWare.
Andy, I'm not happy with how you breezed over the way that the mum can't cook.
Yes.
Pretty important.
I think another reason why this is the perfect show for Extra Helpings is that the mum can't cook. Breakfast is absolute chaos in this kitchen.
And she can't cook for exactly the reason that these TV shows like, because she's working. She's starting her new business.
Down at the mall.
We see Mum take a bite of a strawberry or something that has gone rotten, and she's like, "There," and Mum is like,
into a grotesque dripping strawberry covered in mold, and she's like, "Don't eat that, Marshall."
She is a classic kids TV mom who can't cook, too busy with her fledgling business to give a single about her children's nutrition. Oh, also, the mum is played by Mary Margaret Holmes, who is the mum from Motocrossed.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so anyway, these 2 identical boys. So Betty Wilson introduces herself. She says, thought we'd stop by and welcome you to our little corner of the universe. And the family say hi and introduce themselves. The twins are introduced as Bertram and Ernest. So they are like Bert and Ernie for the rest of
for sure.
the episode. And they've got these big ForeverWare boxes.
Marshall tries to shake their hand, but he is rebuffed.
Yeah, like Bert or Ernie goes to take it, but won't touch his hand. And like they look at their mum, as in Bert or Ernie looks at Betty with wide-eyed panic.
Yeah.
She says that they are such good boys, but Marshall can tell that something's off.
It's unsettling in a sort of Edward Scissorhandsy kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of perfect suburbia that hides a darkness underneath. I love it.
Everything's all like rounded pastel shades and stuff.
We cut to Mum being given the pitch for ForeverWare, which is a kind of Tupperware-style container for holding things in. Housework can become overwhelming, can't it? She says to Marshall's mum. I wouldn't say overwhelming, says Mum, and then sort of like surreptitiously swats a container of Chinese food onto the floor.
Yeah. She's just like behind her and she just kind of like discreetly sort of tips it out of view.
I think it's more damning of your homemaking to have Chinese food all over your floor than it is to have a container of Chinese food on a side table.
Well, yeah, but she'll discreetly tidy that up when the sort of floor cleaning mom comes round, being like, let me sell you floor cleaner.
Let me look at your floors and judge you as a person.
She'll scoop it all back up into the box.
And then put it in the fridge and feed it to her children because she can't cook.
Because she doesn't give a shit. Those days are over thanks to the space age wonder ForeverWare, Betty continues. From our own secret formula, simulated plastic, ForeverWare manufacture a full line of vacuum-sealed containers to meet any contingency in the home of today. And she invites Mom to a Tupperware party, but it's a ForeverWare party, of course. She says it's just a few gals getting together to share gossip and tips about how to use ForeverWare.
Yep. During this, Marshall fiddles with some ForeverWare, and he is sort of glared daggers at by this Betty.
I'm not sure why.
Well, she's secretly evil. That's what we're to believe.
Is she?
I don't know. That's what they're trying to tell us through the language of cinema.
Yeah. Sure. She suspects Marshall already. Mum is unsure whether she wants to invest in ForeverWare, but then Dad blunders in with a plate of leftovers, being like, I'm going to eat all this poison because I'm just a stupid dad. He says, are these leftovers or something else? And Mum is sort of so mortified by this humbling of her homemaking that she can't refuse. So she commits to going to the ForeverWare party at 4:30. And Betty says that she'll leave her with a catalogue written by her late husband, Walt, the inventor of ForeverWare. It's recipes, hints, words of wisdom, financing plans, and she also offers the family a free sample.
Here's one of our super sandwich savers. It's yours to keep, no obligation, of course. And if you're hungry, the bologna sandwich inside is as fresh as the day it was made. In 1974. Of course, you've always got to make sure the lids are sealed tight. Otherwise, the aging process is accelerated.
Oh, of course.
Otherwise, ForeverWare is guaranteed, when used as directed, to keep anything fresh forever.
So we have a ForeverWare container with a bologna sandwich that was made in 1974 inside, which is an odd thing.
I mean, if you came around my house selling Tupperware and you said, this is so good, it's kept a bologna sandwich from 1974 fresh.
Yeah.
I would say, no, it hasn't. You put this in probably 5 or 6 days ago. Yeah. And for reasons I can't fathom, are saying it's from the 70s.
But then she shows you the bologna sandwich and a newspaper from 1974.
Yeah, a photo of herself with the particular bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
The bologna sandwich has a distinctive birthmark that means it's the same one as in the photo with the paper.
She shows you a photo of the bologna sandwich and a baby Leonardo DiCaprio next to each other.
Baby Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't be identifiable at all.
It's just a baby. That could be any baby. No, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I'd be like, yeah, I know that's his name, but what do you mean? You don't understand. This baby is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Famously born in 1974.
Yeah. Is this a good time for me to tell you about the real fascinating story of Tupperware?
I don't think there's ever a good time for that, really. But
no, there isn't.
It seems like you're going to, regardless of what I say or do. So go ahead.
I will be steaming ahead regardless. Basically, there was like a Mr. Tupper was the sort of dude who came up with it, but the real brains of the marketing behind it was a woman called Brownie Wise, because she came up with like Tupperware parties and that sort of like unique marketing style, which is what this episode is playing on. And this Betty is absolutely supposed to be a sort of Brownie Wise alike. She was kind of like a famously, kind of looks really cheery, does, Tupperware parties, it's the thing, but of course is actually like a really sort of savvy businesswoman. And essentially what happened is that at one point, I think she said like in an interview that she used a Tupperware container as a dog dish. And that was the last straw for Mr. Tupper, who like fired her with no money.
Right.
And then sold Tupperware for $16 million to Rexall. And then shortly after he did that, Mr. Tupper divorced his wife, gave up his citizenship to avoid taxes and bought an island off the coast of Costa Rica. And meanwhile, Brownie Wise was sort of left with like nothing. She sued the company for breach of contract and settled for $30,000, but she had no stock and many of her possessions, including her home, were company property. So basically, Brownie Wise, the woman who was like the brains of the entire operation, was completely screwed over by Mr. Tupper, the Costa Rican island dweller.
Who's now living like a mad pirate king on an island.
Yeah, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. It made me feel incredibly bad for Brownie Wise. And also, I think it slightly recontextualizes the sort of the trope of like the Tupperware salesperson, the kind of like Avon lady sort of suburban. Yeah.
Door-to-door pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's kind of, like a middle-class pyramid scheme kind of thing.
But they're just trying to salvage any kind of value from the work that they've put into this company. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
enough.
What I'm saying is that you're a criminal if you liked this episode and if you think the character of Betty is funny.
And if you've ever used Tupperware.
If you ever used Tupperware.
Without sending $1 to Bernie Wise. What was he called?
Yeah, it was Ernie Wise.
Ernie Wise.
Ernie Wise. Oh, Tupper removed all mentions of Wise from company history and buried copies of her autobiography in a pit.
Why in a pit?
In a pit near Tupperware's headquarters. because he's insane and he did this shortly before going to an island off the coast of Costa Rica. And can I also say, when I hear the phrase, an island off the coast of Costa Rica, that's how it's phrased in Jurassic Park. So I can only assume...
He's on Island Nublar.
He's on Site B.
The perfect place for me to develop my genetically superior Tupperware.
Yeah. Anyway, so as the twins leave the house, Marshall does eventually get his handshake with the twins, but one of them ends up slipping him a note. When Marshall looks at it, it says Yearbook 1964 in extremely clumsy handwriting.
What did it mean? Was it some kind of cry for help? Says Marshall. It's interesting the way this show is like narrated rather than a show like So Weird, which all the kind of stuff comes from the dialogue between the characters, whereas this has the omniscient narrator of Marshall who's like recounting events that have happened to him in the past. Interesting storytelling.
Yeah, it makes it feel more like a like a ghost story or something. They're, you know, sort of like typically recounted in the past tense, aren't they? Like,
yeah,
you know, this is one of my cases.
Yeah, but it's just a sort of nice contrast to So Weird.
Yeah.
Which sometimes got a bit clumsy with sort of Bronk coming in and being like, hey, what's going on? And then they say, well, Bronk, we're all about to go down to the store because Bigfoot's there. And he'd be like, yeah, count me in.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be bagging Molly. It's I mean I'm in two minds because normally I don't really like VO in my kids' TV because we know that it normally means that the show seemed unclear in the edit.
Yeah.
So they added it later, but I will say that it feels much more intentional.
Intentional for sure. Yeah.
In this one.
We now meet new character Simon, the kid from next door. He's just a kid, but I let him hang out because his parents don't seem to want him around, says Marshall.
That is so sad. That is making me so sad in the kids' TV show. Like, they don't want him hanging around in the house where he lives.
Where he lives? Yeah. They don't want their child nearby.
Yeah, we ideally don't want you, Simon, living in the house. Anyway,
it's great that I've just written sidekick. It's
sidekick.
Gilbert from Under Wraps.
Yeah.
With the terrible home life.
Yes.
I love it.
So anyway, Simon clearly lacks any role models, and so he's glommed onto Marshall and will do whatever is asked of him, including sort of getting like kicked and punched and falling off stuff and
eaten by Bigfoot.
Yeah, he sort of just is a little kind of gopher for Marshall. So in this case, we see the two of them in the attic, and Simon has been tasked with going to the library and taking out all of the yearbooks.
Not just, he's told he needs the yearbook from 1964.
Yeah.
So Marshall has told Simon to go and get every yearbook out of the library.
Well, from Marshall's point of view, I mean, it's just more busy work to keep Simon busy, doesn't it? You know,
it seems like Marshall doesn't want Simon around either.
Yeah.
Just no one wants Simon around.
Brings back the 1964 yearbook, opens it, finds the clue. Simon, maybe there's more clues in 1965 through 1990. Maybe go bring them back.
Yeah, Simon, my good fellow. I heard there's some clues over in the next state.
A big clue in Albuquerque.
There's a big clue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Mothman's guarding it. You'll have to fight him. I'm really looking forward to learning more about Simon as this show goes on. He's a sort of scrawny, plucky, kind of lovable little kid, but he doesn't get really many lines or much of anything in this episode. He says that the librarian thought he was weird taking out all the yearbooks, and Marshall says, better weird than dead, Simon. Marshall immediately escalating the stakes. So, like, we could be killed at any minute by this woman and her Tupperware.
Yeah, there is absolutely no threat at any point in this episode that Marshall's going to be killed. The only threat to Marshall in this episode is that his life might be extended and his health improved.
A woman does look at him a bit weird, and he's like, time to kill
her. Time to kill and kill. So Marshall combs through the yearbooks. Then he finds an old photo. It's a black and white photo of an extracurricular club called the Future Homemakers Club. And in the photo, there are two kids dressed in chef's whites. And my God, it's Bert and Ernie. But how could that be?
That's right. It's Bert and Ernie, says Simon. Those guys must be really dumb. They've been in the 7th grade forever. This yearbook is from 1964, you clown, says Marshall.
Simon, you idiot.
That's impossible. Unless the twins are, and then they both go, 30-something.
30-something. Yeah. My note is, is it bad to be 30-something?
Yes,
it's like the oldest they can conceive.
It's shameful and you should be ashamed.
Yeah, so they're like, we got to get a closer look at this ForeverWare stuff.
Yeah.
Marshall goes and gets the ForeverWare sample out of the fridge.
The bologna sandwich from the fridge. He opens the lid. There's an audible hiss of gas escaping. He smells it. Smells like a bologna sandwich. Looks like a bologna sandwich. He goes to take a bite. Nah, he says.
Better not.
Mum and Dad come in and Marshall hastily reseals the ForeverWare and hides it behind his back.
Mom is perusing the catalogue. You boys aren't playing with my ForeverWare sample, are you? Asks Mom. She says, it's not a toy. It's a tool. Seems she's drunk the ForeverWare Kool-Aid immediately.
Yeah. The way Mom was talking about ForeverWare, I knew it was time to spring into action. Otherwise, she might soon be able to keep food fresh, I guess. Why is he so upset about this?
Yeah, I don't know. So he chucks the sandwich back in the fridge, but we get a shot of the inside of the fridge and we see that he's left a corner of the lid off by mistake and a coil of smoke kind of comes out. So I guess this is the kind of Tupperware that keeps food fresh, but then you open it and the food combusts.
Catches fire and explodes, yeah.
So it'll probably do that in your mouth unless you eat it very fast, I guess.
Yeah, and then in your tummy. That night, he says, Simon and I decided to sneak out and spy on the ForeverWare lady and her twins to see what they were up to. He looks in the window and she is in her kitchen doing kitchen stuff. And he's like, you son of a not on my watch.
I'll bury you.
I'll see you dead. Yeah.
She's cheerfully spinning round in the kitchen like Snow White would. She opens her fridge to reveal that it's full of ForeverWare, and there is a shocking musical sting like dun dun when she does this, as if it's weird that the woman who is like
was married to the inventor of ForeverWare.
ForeverWare, has a lot of ForeverWare in her house. It's like, oh my God, all her food is in ForeverWare. Simon says it ain't natural in a disgusted way.
It ain't natural for her to keep her food fresh.
Keep her food fresh. Yeah, it's more natural. Simon does things the natural. He won't refrigerate his food. He just sort of catches, eats.
Simon
it's very hand-to-mouth living.
Downs a gallon of raw milk and says it ain't natural. He then dies of a parasite.
Yeah. They climb up some trellising up to the twins' room. I'd seen some strange things since coming to Eerie, but nothing prepared me for what I saw next, says Marshall in VO, and he beholds something truly horrifying.
So we see Betty tucking the boys into big ForeverWare containers, human-sized ForeverWare. I've written, the props are awesome. They're like full of dry ice. They're like huge Tupperware containers that these boys are lying in. It is a million times better than anything that So Weird ever had in it ever.
Yeah, I mean, if this was in a So Weird episode, we'd be saying like, I feel like we're being mean about our ex to our new... You know, like it's weird. Yeah. It's like we mean well, but by even sort of raising it, it's kind of like,
all right, let's be nice.
About them.
Let's each think of a prop from So Weird that we think is on a par with this ForeverWare. Okay, I'm going to say...
Let's not edit out any of the silence here. What are we thinking?
I'm going to say the big... metal computer with the holes that open and close when they went into the CIA headquarters.
Yeah, that was a great prop. Mine is obviously not the dragon.
No. That mummy that was full of fresh milk?
No, obviously not that. I quite liked the Nautilus. You know, they went into like the core of the Nautilus. They had like a big set. It was, you know,
it was like a big sort of white parachute thing. You know, like kids play under.
As you describe it, though, I'm remembering that it didn't look that good.
No,
there must have been one where we were like, this particular prop is good.
I mean, there was the animatronic baby puppet that was far too scary. It wasn't bad for the purposes of the show, but good from a technical standpoint. If you were making a new Chucky movie,
I don't think so. If you were trying to get fired from So Weird,
as everyone on So Weird was. Okay, well, we've thought of one.
Yeah, we thought of one. That's so good. We've met the brief in a way. Okay, so when the lids go on, there's a really pleasing like kind of sound effect. Marshall is incredibly visible because he's just crouched on the window ledge, like Spider-Man coming back to his apartment. Yeah, like a gargoyle. And then Betty looks at him, obviously, and in panic, he falls backwards and falls out the window. He falls 2 stories and could be hurt, but luckily he lands on Simon, the young boy.
Crushing his spine.
Yeah.
No wonder they don't age, says Marshall. Their mom seals them in giant-sized ForeverWare. Simon is shocked at this revelation.
Simon then points out the evil woman who just saw them can still obviously see them because they're still on the lawn. Yeah.
Run away, he says, and they flee. And then Betty goes, and I've written, oh my God, this kicks ass. I love this show.
Yeah, she's like cackling maniacally. I'm not sure why.
I was scared to death, says Marshall, but if I didn't do something quick, my whole family was going to end up human leftovers.
What?
Brackets question mark. What do you mean, Marshall?
What do you mean?
Why would that happen?
Do you mean they're going to end up living for a long time?
Yes.
Is this bad? Is human leftover? The boys seem fine, don't they? Anyway, fine. So we cut to breakfast. It's a heaping stack of tasty pancakes.
Yeah.
Marshall is Marshall treats it with suspicion.
Yeah, because his slovenly mother who can't cook would usually never make pancakes.
Yes.
Could it be a sign of Betty's evil influence, making her cook nice food for her family?
Normally in the morning, Mum, you were just talking about all of the meetings that you were going to do and laughing and throwing rotten food at us and saying, "Eat it, you dogs."
Eat it, you swine. Remember, Mum used to call us swine?
Yeah, but no more. He says, back in Jersey, breakfast was always a serve yourself bowl of cereal. Mom proudly asks how the pancakes are and says she got the recipe from her ForeverWare catalogue. Marshall's eyes fly wide.
The blood drains from Marshall's face.
Yeah. I mean, it's pancakes, right? The rest, but I suppose it's preserving the mystery because we don't Marshall knows that something's going on. Maybe there's something evil in the recipes the ForeverWare catalogue.
I don't know.
This ForeverWare catalogue, in the fullness of time, it's just going to turn out that this ForeverWare catalogue is just a genuinely helpful catalogue that contains great pancake recipes. This is just good, normal food, right? I don't think there's anything weird about it.
Marshall looks to the fridge. Mum is throwing old, expired food into a bin bag. It was almost time for that ForeverWare party, says Marshall, and Mum was on a housekeeping binge. If she went to that party in her current state of mind, who knows what might happen?
Well, she might buy some Tupperware.
She might buy some Tupperware and get a couple of good recipes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's when Marshall starts building the bomb.
That's when Marshall gets his father's gun from the cabinet. He knew he had to shoot and kill Betty before his mother got some recipes.
So, Marshall says that Simon and he decided to crash the Forever Junk party and save Mum's life. Brackets, question mark.
Marshall says he decided he had to tell somebody, no matter how crazy it sounded. He says, "I'll tell Dad. He's a reasonable guy. He'll believe that Mum was being sucked into a cult of housewife zombies who preserve themselves in giant rubber kitchenware." He turns to his dad and then he says, "Never mind."
Dad looks blankly. It doesn't even raise his eyebrows. It's like, if your son was like, "Dad, never mind."
Whew.
Dad's just...
That's a relief. That sounded serious for a second.
Another bullet dodged by the dad, man.
Yeah. Woo.
Anyway, off to work.
Off to work.
Dishwashers won't test themselves.
Off to Things Incorporated.
Yeah.
So Marshall watches helpless as his mother goes over to Betty's house. Someone has to help her from making friends in this new community.
Yeah.
He sees her knock and go inside, and she is greeted warmly by a group of women her own age. Marshall's eyes fly wide and the blood drains from his face.
All the other women at the party are dressed kind of similar to Betty, like in aesthetically. They're like colourfully dressed in a similar retro style. They're sort of colour-coded.
Well, they're
like
all
50s.
from different eras. So there's a woman there, very 50s dressed. There's a woman in a sort of 70s outfit. There's a woman in more sort of an 80s outfit. They all seem to be from different eras, oddly.
And yet the same age. That's actually, that's a nice touch. And also, it's kind of cool because Mum's in sort of like slouchy 90s denim.
Yeah.
So she kind of fits right in, doesn't she?
She's the 90s one, yeah.
She's the 90s one, yeah. So inside, the women excitedly drag Mum through to the couch and the women introduce themselves.
Beatrice Pillsbury, and I've been a ForeverWare user since 1962. I'm Emma Jean Crocker, and I've been fresh since 1966. Winterford Swanson, and I just don't know what I would have done without ForeverWare since 1968.
My name is Phyllis Stouffer. I sealed these Brussels sprouts when Jimmy Carter was president, and they're still fresh. Okay, everyone, it's time for the ForeverWare song.
So Betty leads the women in a promotional song about ForeverWare.
Yeah, sample lyric. ForeverWare, our goal has always been to seal the freshness in.
I mean, yeah, not sinister.
Good. No.
Nice.
Outside, Marshall is climbing a trellis, the same one as from before that you think she'd have taken down after last night.
Yeah, or
when a
put
boy
some
climbed
spikes on or something.
look to her.
I'd have put like wood glue on it to sort of trap children. I wish to backtrack on my previous statement.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we see the twins standing silently behind their mother, Betty, flanking the fireplace, like sort of creepy ornaments. When Marshall gets into the bedroom, he falls with a loud thunk. and the twins both look up, noticing the noise. Downstairs, Simon sees that the twins are on the move. He's watching through the binoculars, and he tries to warn Marshall, but he has absolutely no way of communicating with Marshall because they don't have walkie-talkies or anything.
The sort of flaw in the plan here.
Yeah.
He's sort of like waving impotently at the window that Marshall can't see.
You'll be my eye in the sky, Simon. Except if something's about to happen, you won't be able to tell me. So you'll just watch me get sniped or whatever.
You watch me get sealed in ForeverWare.
Yeah. But Marshall's busy anyway, prying open one of these ForeverWare bed boxes. It hisses and exhales, and inside, Marshall finds a sort of normal bed, but it's just like in Tupperware.
In Tupperware. The boys come in. Hello, says one. Marshall, says the other. They seem to speak with a single voice, a single mind. Downstairs, Marshall's mother is admiring and demonstrating something called the pickle lifter.
Yes, it seems like a good way of storing pickles.
Yeah, Marshall's eyes flow.
There's nothing evil about it.
The blood drains from his face.
Upstairs,
if
Marshall.
Mum were to buy this, she could store pickles easily. I have to kill whoever's offering it to her.
I have to stop this. Marshall backs away from the twins. He says that he found the yearbook. He says, it's you, isn't it? And in unison, they say, we need your help. Downstairs, one of the women, Winifred Swanson, is ugly crying over the collapse of her marriage because her husband doesn't seem to prioritise keeping food fresh. It seems that he has bought or possibly has mentioned that he is thinking about buying a new car. So the marriage has collapsed.
Instead of more ForeverWare.
Yeah. To cheer her up, they do a ForeverWare wave. It's like a Mexican wave, but it's called a ForeverWare one.
Sure.
And it works.
Betty notices suddenly that her boys are missing. She excuses herself. Upstairs, the boys explain to Marshall just how their mother has been keeping herself fresh. Brackets, obviously it's ForeverWare.
Mother's been sealing us up every night since our dad died in 1964. She wants to preserve us so we never grow up and leave her.
Boys?
Mother!
Boys! Why are you up here? You know how much I need my boys at my side.
So there you heard Betty sort of bursting into the bedroom at the end. So where has Marshall hidden? The camera pans down after Betty leaves to reveal his hiding place. This is in the ForeverWare.
He is in the ForeverWare. He comes out of it unscathed with no problems.
He comes out
ForeverWare
of it.
is good.
Yeah. He comes out of it, I mean, having not aged for 30 seconds, I guess.
He's 30 seconds younger than he should be.
Yeah. Yeah. So the boys are preserved, but they have old minds, it seems.
You've got to help us, Marshall. You don't know what it's like being in the 7th grade for 30 years. It's a living hell, they say.
Yeah. What if you're next, they say in unison. Seems unlikely that that's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, is Betty going to sell Mom a big Tupperware bed?
I mean, it's implied she's done it to the other women in the town, right? Because they're all from the 70s and stuff.
Yes, but will Mom get in a big Tupperware bed?
And then force her children to do the same?
Seems unlikely. I mean, Marshall could just not do that.
Yeah.
Or in the privacy of his own home, he could reason with Mum and say, I don't think you should do this.
Yeah.
But then I think what Mum would reasonably say is that when I sleep in this, I don't age.
Yeah.
And it will make me live infinitely. And that has kind of been the goal of human science forever.
What Marshall could do is what several people in this episode do, which is let himself out of the ForeverWare.
Just lift the lid and get out.
Just lift the lid and get out because it's just top.
Yeah. And then when he dies at a sort of normal life expectancy, he'll be the one laughing.
Yeah.
When the rest of his family are perfectly preserved, going into the sci-fi future.
Yeah.
Along with everyone else.
With supple young bodies, they can adapt to the robot wars.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, when his skull is crushed by a Terminator foot in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, damn, I wish I was still young and I could run away from this.
If a Terminator tried to stamp on Dad's ForeverWare preserved skull, the Terminator would just be looking down going, damn, that's a fresh skull.
Damn, that skull's fresh. And then Dad would be like, too slow, sucker, and he'd capoeira up onto his feet and kick the Terminator's head off his shoulders.
Wait, is he a skeleton? Is Dad a skeleton in this scenario? Because it was a skull, right? It wasn't his head.
Yeah, but ForeverWare has kept his skeleton so fresh that it can move and talk and avoids Terminators.
Do capoeira.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our final line of defense against the Terminator is fresh skeletons.
Breakdancing skeletons. Yeah. So the boys sneak downstairs and observe Mum being given her ForeverWare contract by Betty. She looks over the contract and signs up for the dealer's special. Welcome to the ForeverWare family, says Betty. Tell me what you need me to do, says Marshall to the boys.
So now that Mum possesses the affordable means to solve world hunger and stay young, it's clear Marshall needs to destroy ForeverWare. So later that night, we see Betty tuck the boys into their smoking Tupperware beds.
Yeah.
And outside, Marshall is out in the garden again. He's telling small Simon that he's just a kid, so he can't go on the raid with him.
It would be too dangerous and cool for him to do. Yeah.
He says, besides, Simon, I need you. Here's a key to the evidence locker. And then with perfect solemnity, Marshall asks him, you know what to do if I don't come back. And Simon responds, I go straight to the president.
With this blowfish and this Tupperware.
Mr. President, my friend has this puffer fish he wanted you to know about.
President shrugs. Okay.
Okay.
What do you want me to do with this puffer fish? I don't know.
Well, investigate it.
Can you nuke Eerie, Indiana? Wipe it off the map?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yes,
yeah.
No problem. Up in Betty's bedroom, Betty's listening to ForeverWare tips on a tape deck, which is weird, seeing as you'd think she would kind of know it all, seeing as she was sort of married to the founder of ForeverWare, but whatever.
Did they have cassette tapes in 1964?
Well, no, but she doesn't have to do 1964 life, does she? I think ForeverWare has been sort of constantly updated, and
okay,
I think
so
maybe
she's moving with the times.
Yeah, I think so. She must be really, really at business because, like, I don't know how she's not selling more of this ForeverWare stuff.
Right.
Like, she appears to have sort of 7.
She sold it to
core
7
customers.
Women.
Yeah, 7 women are like, wow, it seems to grant me unnatural long life.
Yeah, and that's it. Turns you into Isabella Rossellini from Death Becomes Her.
Yeah. It seems to solve world hunger. Oh well. Guess my kids' school lunches will be fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the benefit of keeping food fresh, it doesn't make the food for you.
No.
It just makes it so that food doesn't go off. I don't see the downside to... I mean, you may reasonably think that it's weird and creepy to preserve yourself in ForeverWare.
To have unnatural long life in that way, yeah.
If nothing else, do you want to sell the technology to libraries? You could put the Constitution and the other delicate tomes,
the King James Bible in there.
Yeah. Can you not think of any more applications for something that sort of keeps something in like perfect stasis?
Yeah, it seems pretty I mean, you could stack these up. Like, you're the site of a disaster. You load, like, trauma victims into ForeverWare, stack them
oh, my God, yeah.
in the back of an ambulance and get them to we can't airlift this person. But wait, they're perfectly preserved
there's no need.
ForeverWare. Let's drive them to this trauma centre that has a specialist machine to get all of this shrapnel out of them or whatever.
And then, you know what? They bring them out and the doctor says, you know what? We don't really have a good enough machine yet to sort this out. Just pop them back in.
I've heard about some promising prototypes in Switzerland that should be commercially available in 5 years.
Yeah, let's see. I'll stick a label on. Open in 10 years. PS full of shrapnel.
Yeah.
And then there we go. Problem solved.
It's not even like so we discovered the sort of rules for this ForeverWare is that in this tape, you need to be in it for 8 uninterrupted hours a day. It's not even like you don't seem to age when you're out of it. Like, as long as you get 8 hours of ForeverWare a day, you still don't age, because the kids haven't aged at all since 1964.
Yes, and Betty hasn't aged. Betty isn't half the age she should be. It's not like she's not. Yeah, you're right. It's not. It's like when you go in ForeverWare, it tops up your like time stopping aura.
Yeah,
you know, it's sort of
it's like it completely arrests the aging process as long as you just sleep in it every night.
Yeah,
and you get to enjoy like 16 hours of uninterrupted walking around.
Yeah,
you just got to sleep in it, and you never age.
I'm really struggling to see the downside, but fine. I mean, there's kind of a downside, which we'll get to. I mean, obviously, I think it's pretty unfortunate for the human race that when ForeverWare was invented, the first person to use it cruelly froze her sons in childhood.
In perpetual childhood, yeah.
Perpetual childhood, so that they would, quote, never leave her, or whatever it was that she said. But, like, most people probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah, most people would use it to benefit mankind.
Yeah.
I'm still a little unclear on the rules. We'll get to it in a second, but Marshall sneaks in the window of the house and he says someone had to help the twins graduate from 7th grade, and that somebody was me. He lets the twins out of their ForeverWare containers. Mum hears this. She opens her container from within, so you can do that.
Yeah.
Her eyes fly wide. She opens... Yeah. It's a really arresting
very cool
visual
shot.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's great.
It's
awesome.
In the trailer for Eerie, Indiana, but she looks like a Mars Attacks woman or something. It looks great. She opens the door to the kids' room. The twins seem to be in their containers, so she leaves, but actually they're hiding in the closet. Now what, says Marshall? We'll take care of Mother, say the twins, and start, like, punching their palms like they're going to beat her ass.
Yeah, they like smack their fists in unison in the universally agreed gesture for physical violence.
Yeah.
And Marshall says in voiceover, "My mission accomplished. I didn't hang around." He leaves.
I didn't need to see what happened next.
I don't want to see this. It's going to be gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, these sort of old boys could have just beat their mother to death, I think.
Mother up. We see the boys unseal their mother's container. Boys, what have you done? And then we get an external shot of the house. What have you done? My vacuum seal. Aye, she says.
Ah! Yeah, as Marshall sort of like legs it across the lawn. So the next day, Marshall comes down for breakfast. Piles of laundry are stacked on the open oven door.
Yeah.
There is no domestic bliss here.
The kitchen is an absolute disaster zone.
Yeah.
Cornflakes for breakfast, idiot, says Mum.
Yeah, Mum throws the box at his head while taking a call on her Motorola.
Yeah, I've got a big party to plan for a bunch of childless women.
To Marshall's immense relief, Mum sort of hurriedly pours him a bowl of cornflakes.
Dad goes to the fridge. He sees the ForeverWare container is there. He opens it. The sandwich has rotted and moulded and is all sticky and slimy and gross. So much for the forever in ForeverWare, he says. Cindy is disgusted by this.
Yeah.
I'm glad we found out now, says Mum. I'm going over to Betty's right after I cancel that order for ForeverWare. Marshall grabs the catalogue out of her hand, full of handy recipes and tips for keeping the house in order, and he throws it in the bin.
Yeah.
And he hugs his mum. Stay the way you are, Mum, he says. The messy, idiot mum who can't cook, can't provide for a family.
Hey, Marshall, I have a way your mum can stay the way she is. You're saying you want to preserve
the way your mother is.
The way your mother is.
If only there was some way of preserving that. But unfortunately,
also, I like how
it will never
sort of
happen.
Dad opens the ForeverWare that hasn't been sealed shut.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, the sandwich has got all rotten, so I guess ForeverWare sucks.
This ForeverWare that hasn't been properly used.
It's been in there since like 19... You could have opened that and had 24 hours to gain genuine sustenance from a bologna sandwich from the 70s.
You could have eaten a bologna sandwich that isn't full of like microplastics and forever chemicals.
Yeah.
Because it was made in 1970. Well, pretty full of lead, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's no good. But, still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing we could do if ForeverWare was... We could just like start stockpiling food... And then in an apocalypse, it wouldn't just be like dog food we'd be eating and stuff, or stuff in, things that we find in tins. We could be eating like kings.
Could be eating get Michel Roux Jr. to whip you up a soufflé Suissesse and then pop that into ForeverWare.
Yeah.
And then
every time
Fallout
you
3,
dinner,
you could be like, time for a cheese soufflé from Le Gavroche.
Yeah, don't mind if I do. Yeah. I think that would be a kinder
post-apocalypse.
Yeah. Every time you make dinner, you make 2, pop one in ForeverWare.
Bam. Yeah, ready to go. Marshall says this to his mum, and then he turns to his dad and says, "You're okay too." Now everyone's okay. Someone tell me what's going on with the mail, says Dad. It's all been pecked. And they look at their mail, and it's all been pecked. I don't know what this means.
Maybe we'll find out. Maybe this is the black oil. Maybe this is the sort of this is the
Agent Krychek.
Yeah, this is Mulder's sister. This is like they're sort of seeding the thing that's going to be like the main arc of the show. Solving the mystery of who's pecking the mail. Probably a bird got in there or something. And
my mail's been all pecked. It's been pecked senseless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marshall's like, oh, well, I do keep mail ordering birdseed.
So we cut to Marshall and Mum going over to Betty's house. Marshall wonders what happened to the twins without their ForeverWare. Mum knocks on the door, and then we see 2 adult twins knocking a for sale sign into the lawn.
My God.
Can we help you? They ask in unison.
Why are they talking in unison? If twins spend decades together, they don't do this.
Start talking in perfect unison with each other. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't blame the ForeverWare for the fact that they're like speaking in perfect unison, can you?
The fact that these guys are a total creep show, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, we were looking for Mrs. Wilson, says Mum. Sorry, they say. An emergency in the family. She had to leave suddenly. Can we help? Mum says that she placed an order for some kitchenware she wanted to cancel. And then the twins say, well, she left this paperwork. Is this what you're looking for? They hand Mum her contract and she delightedly tears it up. And it's like, great, I'm free of the ForeverWare contract. Now I won't be able to keep my food fresh and I won't be able to live forever.
I will
die. Great. Someday I will die. Great news. Yeah.
I will die and so will my family. Hooray. Yeah, but then there's a sting in the tail, isn't there, Andy? Because while we've been told that Betsy had to move away,
a much-aged Mrs. Wilson leans her head out the window and calls to the boys. Mum says, please tell Mrs. Wilson I'm sorry about cancelling the order if you see her. We will, say the twins. I get why they did it, but I don't think you should show us the rotting, decayed bologna sandwich and then not have Mrs. Wilson like dissolve into green mush and die.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
If this were Tales from the Crypt, 100%.
Yes,
she would be green mush.
Okay, well, look, there are 3 ways that you can wrap this up. Number 1, the twins violently kill their own mother.
Yeah.
I can see why they didn't do that. Number 2, she sort of elphibas into a acid puddle. I can also see why they didn't do that, because it would be gross. Although, man, it is freaking sweet in Gremlins, isn't it? When Spike, the main evil gremlin at the end, is like just a skeleton kind of convulsing in a pool of goo and sort of melting down.
It's totally sick as hell, and I love it.
Joe Dante could have done such a good job of this. Yeah, Betty being skeletonized.
I think that must have been the original ending. But I think they've been like, oh, it's for kids, it's too scary. But so what happened? The kids were like, we'll take care of mother, punching their palms like they're going to go and beat her up.
Yeah.
And then the next day she's like, I'm old and also I love my kids. She's like, oh, you're such good boys, out of the window at them.
Well,
so maybe, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, I guess what happened is that they sort of broke her vacuum seal.
Yeah.
But she breaks her vacuum seal earlier in the episode. She pops out of bed to be like,
yeah,
da, 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 da. It's a good shot. And then she sort of walks around. Also, she gets out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Doesn't that break the vacuum seal?
Yeah.
I don't
also,
understand
she's got
why.
enough other... We've seen in her house, she's got enough other ForeverWare. She could put her foot in one. She could have one young, shapely foot.
Yes, she could. Yes, she could keep foot modelling.
Yeah. Or
she'd show up to foot modelling auditions and they'd be like, I'm sorry, you're not the demographic we're after. And she'd be like, oh, really?
Oh, really?
Busts out the shapely leg.
Slide this sock off. Yeah, she could put her another foot in another one. She could put her head in a bigger one. She's got enough ForeverWare to keep most of her body, at least the bits that show.
I mean, I don't know exactly what the ForeverWare technology is, but could you not build like a suit out of it that you could walk around in all day?
Walk around in during the day? Why have the twins aged? The twins aged like 30 years overnight.
Yeah.
So is it like all the time that you should have aged hits you at once if ForeverWare?
I guess the idea is that once you're out of ForeverWare for over a certain amount of time, it all catches up with you all at once. And that's why the bologna sandwich like rotted incredibly fast.
Right.
Because it turned to a state of rot that it would have turned to had it been left since the 70s.
Yeah. So did we get a sort of American Werewolf in London style transformation scene where the boys are going through an agonizing puberty in like 10 seconds?
I guess so. I mean, while Mom also is on the floor of the bedroom kind of becoming emboldened. Like I have to think, but the problem
Sorry,
with
you just reminded me of the So Weird episode where Annie was walking around in old woman makeup going, I'm going to die soon.
Oh yeah, any minute I'll die. Stop talking about our ex.
Monster hands.
Oh yeah, the big that's the prop. That's the prop, the monster hands.
There you go, the monster hands.
The problem, though, is that it doesn't do anything to convince me that ForeverWare is bad. Because if, as soon as you stop using ForeverWare, like time catches up to you, that to me, feels like a kind of reasonable and not disastrous consequence.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're still better off using ForeverWare, right? And then one day you miss your appointment or your ForeverWare breaks or you can't afford to rent it anymore. And then you just get as old as you would have been anyway.
Right.
So
yeah, you're like Demi Moore towards the end of The Substance.
In a way, this is better because it seems like their mental ages continue to sort of grow at a normal rate. Like the twins don't have the minds of like little kids, do they?
I don't know. One of them can barely write.
Oh yeah, maybe they do. Yeah, their handwriting is really bad, isn't it? That's a good point.
It's confusing.
And it has to preserve, actually, their mental state, doesn't it? Because the brain is simply matter.
Yeah.
Simply atoms. If you put the brain in ForeverWare, it's going to say, oh my God, that's another thing you could do. At the point of death, get my brain into ForeverWare and then put me in a robot.
Put you in a robot. But their brains are still the brains of 11-year-olds, but they've lived 30, they have 30 years of lived experience. Because they're walking around they're awake and out of ForeverWare for 16 hours a day.
Yes, but I guess that lived experience is not like the life experience that one would guess if one were to grow up normally.
No,
I don't know. I think ForeverWare is good though. I think it sounds like an incredible deal. Like,
isn't the whole point of this sort of Tupperware is that it is vacuum sealed, right? So they would just suffocate on night one. And then that's it.
Oh no.
That's ForeverWare.
Yeah.
Climb inside, children. Oh no, I've killed both my children.
This is like the end of the episode, right? We go like straight to credits from this, right? Are there any other bits and bobs?
Yeah, so one of the twins winks at Marshall, he leaves, and then we see the evidence locker in the attic. Simon hands the ForeverWare sample to Marshall. 30 years in the 7th grade, he says, now that's scary. I hope Bert and Ernie got what they wanted, says Marshall. I'm never eating leftovers again as long as I live. We get a shot of what Marshall calls the Eerie Museum of Horror, where he's hidden all the evidence you'll need to expose Eerie's secrets. Inside, we see a baby mask, a toy monkey, a radio. A kid's got to grow up fast in Eerie.
You've got to see this.
You got to see this toy monkey. A kid's got to grow up fast in Eerie, or he might not grow up at all, he says, and then the episode ends. Yeah,
pretty neat and tidy ending. But yes, many questions.
Many questions
about the nature of Forever. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sort of breezes along happily enough. You don't really ask these questions as it's happening.
No,
it's kind
you're
of
swept
just sort
up
of
in the fun of it all.
Yeah, you're swept up in the fun. But afterwards, you're sort of like, hang on, wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
That didn't make a lick of sense. We don't ever find out how her husband died, right?
No. It's sort of implied that something sinister was going on, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had a great time getting swept up in the silliness.
Oh yeah, I love this episode. Incredibly strong opening. But I do think that the real horror of this episode is that Marshall denied humanity ForeverWare. It's like it costs no more than Tupperware. Mum buys it. Mum buys loads of it.
Yeah.
It's it's marvelous stuff. How does it work? Oh, anyway, yeah, it's good. What's the next episode?
The next episode is Eerie, Indiana, season 1, brackets and only, episode 2, The Retainer. When Steve gets a new retainer, it somehow allows him to hear the thoughts of dogs. But it turns out that man's best friend isn't so friendly after all.
Oh my God. Okay.
What?
Amazing. Great.
So Weird did this as well. What is it with people wanting to hear dogs' thoughts?
I don't know. Well, this will be another interesting point of comparison.
This will be a data point where we can compare.
Because as I recall, the way that So Weird did like dogs thinking was really like
stupid,
really stupid and weird. That's right. It was like, wasn't it? It was people. She was trapping people inside dogs. People's minds. I can't even remember.
I tell you what, I will rewatch the So Weird episode before we talk about this.
We shouldn't do that because it is like we're out on a date.
We're out on a date. We're like, my ex used to talk about me reading dogs' minds.
Yeah. And we'll be
you read dogs' minds? That's so interesting. My ex used to do that.
We're at dinner. We're like, oh my God, this is so great. My ex would never come to places like this. Yeah. It is so great to go. And it's like, we're being complimentary to Eerie, Indiana, but I think Eerie, Indiana would probably, we just focus on them.
We didn't bring up So Weird whatsoever. All right. Well, we'll try.
It's hard though, because it was a very long relationship.
Yeah.
And we grew a lot during that relationship.
During that time, yeah, it was, there'll always be a piece of So Weird with us.
Yes.
But we're casting an eye across the bar at Eerie, Indiana. Well, Luke, I think you've convinced me. It's time. I'm going to join you.
Yeah.
We're going to go round to Alexander Fleming's house and see if he's got any other experiments on the go. I'm going to help you kick them apart.
You better not.
Yeah.
Better not be thinking about it.
Oh, it's this guy, Michael Faraday, has just moved in down the street. Says he's got some ideas about something called electricity.
Whoa.
I say we zap him with it and kill him.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Society doesn't need electricity.
No, it certainly doesn't. Let's go and kick it apart.
I'm going to preserve my mother unelectrified, thanks.
All right, thanks for listening, folks. We will see you next time for episode 2, The Retainer, about dog mind reading.
The Retainer brackets that makes you hear what dogs are thinking, and they're thinking bad stuff.
Yeah. See you then.